So Titanic videos have been popping up a lot on TikTok lately, and the comment section is exactly what you can predict. You will lose a bunch of brain cells. It's full of tinfoil hat people and people who think Jack and Rose are real and a lot of other mad stuff. Now, the top two common comments that I've noticed are, that's the Olympic, not the Titanic, and why don't we rebuild the Titanic? Yeah. Basically, half the comments believe the Titanic was swapped with the Olympic, so that it was the Olympic that was sunk instead of the Titanic, and it was for insurance purposes because the Olympic needed an expensive repair. However, the Titanic swap theory has been disproven countless times, and if you actually read into it, it just come across as another ridiculous conspiracy theory. Because for starters, Titanic and Olympic are like a certain set of twins. They look alike and probably look identical. However, if you knew the twins, you knew the difference. So let's start off with the most obvious difference between the Titanic and the Olympic. Titanic's A-deck promenade was half enclosed, whereas on the Olympic it was open. Now, if you're struggling to sort of see the image, here's a Minecraft demonstration if that helps. As you can see, the Olympic's open, Titanic is not. The next difference is between the two is that the B-deck on the Olympic had a promenade. However, on Titanic, it was used as an extension of the first class cabins, so the windows were irregular in spacing. But on the Olympic, they were even. Here's more Minecraft demonstrations if you are struggling to see it. And as you can see, there is a difference. Then there's the bridge wings. Titanic's were slightly more out for better vision. And here's another demonstration in Minecraft if you can't really make out these photos because they are quite blurry, but here's what they will look like realistically in Minecraft. So there is those physical differences that obviously they couldn't cover up because, you know, that would be quite expensive. You might as well just build another ship, you know what I mean? It's not really the point of it, is it? If you're trying to claim insurance. But anyway, that's the physical differences between the Titanic. Now, the next point that pokes hole in this conspiracy theory is that the most popular reason behind the swap was that it's for the insurance money to pay off the Olympics repairs. However, Titanic was underinsured. The ship cost $7.5 million to build, but was insured for only $5 million. So that would be a bit of a daft move on their behalf, because there'd be $2.5 million out of pocket and one less ship to make money off of. So that doesn't really make sense, does it? Secondly, Titanic went into the fitters in May 1911 and was estimated to be completed by late Feb 1912. Now, Olympic came in with their damages in November 1911. So at that point, Titanic was only about 47% fitted. So if they did want to swap those two ships, that would mean they'd have to complete the Titanic first, meaning they'd have to somehow do nearly 5 months of work in 6 weeks. And listen, I know labour laws back then were a bit iffy, but it would be near impossible to complete nearly 5 months of fitting in 6 weeks. It's not really happening, is it? It would also cost a lot more to swap everything on the ships and how much the insurance would pay out. So again, it doesn't really make sense. Then we have the numbers. On every piece of furniture on board them ships, they had their associated number. Olympics was 400 and Titanic's was 401. And surprise, surprise, the propeller found in the wreck of the Titanic had the number 401 on it. There you go. So this theory isn't looking very good or plausible at this very moment or beneficial. So for whatever reason you still believe in this swap theory, how about actually thinking about what you believe in? So let's say White Star Line did swap the ships to claim insurance. Do you really think they'd sink the ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with not enough lifeboats? With not just the ship designer on board, but also the chairman of White Star Line, Bruce Ismay. You think he'd tank his reputation and credibility? What, did he bring the iceberg with him? Now, you might say, well, they're corrupt businessmen. It was collateral damage. They don't care about the people on board. Okay, but why sink the ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when they could have faked an accident in the shipyard and claimed insurance that way? It would have been easier and it would have been a lot cheaper too. And also, the publicity that White Star Line got from the Titanic sinking wasn't very good. And I know they're saying there's no such thing as bad publicity, but I think in this case, when you're associated with 1,517 deaths, I think there is such thing as bad publicity. And it wasn't very good for White Star Line's reputation. So why would they even risk it? As well as the fact that the Olympic probably would have made back the money it cost repairing just 2 trips. And also, wouldn't it be better for White Star Line to have 2 ocean liners up and running to make more money, especially luxury ocean liners? You've also got to remember, at the time, some very powerful and very important names were on board Titanic, and it would make more sense the maiden voyage was successful because they would have made more money off that. Would have been positive press, especially from those powerful names. But yeah, just have a little think about it while I quickly talk about the next issue, which is Titanic 2. It's a bad idea. It would be like building the Twin Towers 2. It's disrespectful. Also, why would you want to go on a remake of a ship that was famous for being one of the worst maritime disasters? Just go to a museum, buy the Lego Titanic set. You'd be able to build it yourself. It'd be cheaper and a little bit more beneficial for your health, as well as a little bit more permanent. It just makes more sense. But yeah, hopefully this has been an educative video, or at least interesting. Yeah, thanks for watching.